Hello everyone, it's me again, Nancy Finch, doing my Nan Talks as usual on a Monday afternoon at 1 o'clock. You can probably hear I'm sitting in a conservatory and all I can hear is a really heavy rain, so I hope that you can. I'm just going to adjust this. I hope you can still hear me. Because the rain is quite hard. It's lovely. It's nice to have a bit of rain, but I think we're in for a whole week of it. If anyone's already on here, say hi. And it's lovely to be here with you as always. So, yes, so if someone would like to say hi, or basically I'll just talk to the screen. Right, okay. Today we're talking about the one I love. Is, and that's our exercise for today. But how did anyone get on with last week? We've got a thumbs up. Someone must be here. Good. You can join in. Hi, Anne. Oh, that's lovely. Hi, Jane. It's nice to see you, darling. I reckon everyone's indoors today. They're not going to the beach. So yes, last week we talked about Dear Body, didn't we? That was a lovely exercise to do on a physical level. So I want to know if anyone really got on with that. You know, it's difficult to do at first, but after you get used to it, it becomes something you can just use whenever you've got an ache or pain or problem. So if you did miss that, you can go back and listen to that either on here on Facebook, or you can go to my website, which is www.nancyfinch.co.uk. Or again, it's on YouTube. So people did give me a couple of bits of feedback from last week, and it was really good. As I say, Dear Body is one of my favourites, and I use it a lot. So the rain is getting heavier. I love it. It's torrential. So, okay, today is the one I love is. Now, the reason why this is all coming from my book. Hi, Anne. Tried hard, but it wouldn't listen about dieting. Oh, you've got to keep going. You've got to keep doing this. Hi, Chris. So it's all about, as I say, go back to it and have another listen. Perhaps even if it doesn't listen to you, referring to the Dear Body exercise, even if you feel like you're not getting anywhere with it, or you've still got the ache or pain or whatever you're trying to get it to do, you can still do the mantra of, you know, my body and I are best friends and we work well together. That's going to set you up ready so that perhaps on another level, deep level, you might be able to instruct it and trust it, which is where it all comes from. You need a relationship with it first. Nice relationship. Hi, Tony. It's nice to see you on this wet day. Anyway, going back to this one today, this is lovely. This is about relationships, of course. And this is about how we all need them. All of us need. Hi, Irene. It's lovely to see you. We all need relationships. Relationships make us grow. They're mirrors of ourselves. And I made this one up a long time ago because I wanted to show people how to not just put up with whatever they've kind of ordered into their life, but not to compromise too much. And so basically, quite a lot of the time when we're in a relationship, we can compromise ourselves and our own needs. And we don't realise we're doing it. And it can cause problems. And it obviously doesn't make you as happy as you could be. So I made this exercise up. And it was the man I love is. But it could be the woman you love is, or it could just be the one I love is. I've just dotted a bit of paper here to show you what the basic formula is going to be in this little particular game. So if you want to get pen and paper and write this out, or if you want to message me later, I can always talk to you about how to do that if you can't see what that is there. Basically, we're going to write a list. We're going to write a list of the things that you love about the person in your life. Now, if you haven't got somebody, this is ideal because then you can cosmic order it. You can be mindful about the sort of person you want to share your life with. If you have got something, if you've got somebody in your life that you think, I'm really in love with that person, but I wish they'd be more of this or that. This is also a very good way of helping you to focus on that, the thing you want, not what you don't want, and also to attract it into your life. Now, a long time ago, my ex-husband, I did this exercise. I made it up, everything I make up for me, and then I share it. But this particular one I made up, and I wrote 20 things. So I put the man I love, or you can put the one I love, wrote 20 things I wanted that person to be. Now, he was some of them, but he wasn't all of them. So I just wrote them all out. And at the end, you put Whoops, I'm leaving it on there. So you put, I want, deserve and accept this man, woman or person, whichever you want to put. So I want, deserve and accept this man now, I put. So I read the list and I felt it to be true. Now, when you're going to be arguing with it, when you first do this, you're going to be thinking, oh, I don't know, it's a bit too much of an order, or, it's a tall order, or I want this and I want that. Is it fair? Think about your own needs for a minute. What do you want? What makes you happy? Okay? So this could also be friendships as well. If you want this, doesn't have to be the person in your life. It doesn't have to be a man or a woman. It could be just, your close relationships. It could just be a friend that you need at the moment. You could write what you need from your friends. It's easy. I haven't done it for that, but it's a good idea. So going back to what happened to me, I read all of the things I wrote, and I noticed in my relationship, things got much, much worse. Well, this is the reason why that happened, was because I was focused on what I wanted and noticing that what I didn't want wasn't coming to, it just wasn't happening. He didn't change. So I was meant to actually finish that relationship and find the right person that fits the list. Now, I'm not saying you have to do that, but I'm saying that you do have to improve either the relationship you're in, some people do, or you have to focus on, if you haven't got somebody in your life, focus on somebody that would make you happy. And so this list is a really good idea because, as I say, it focuses you, it helps your body feel good because your body's feeling happy about the prospect of being loved and cherished and cuddled and all of those things that make you happy. On a physical level, it is, of course, going to help you on all those chakra energies like I keep talking about. It's going to give you hope. It's going to give you love. It's going to help everything work better. Your hormones work better when you're in love. Everybody knows that. So if we can just focus on that as an important part of our lives, we can really be happy physically, emotionally. And so we're going to use the law of attraction to do this. We're going to imagine this person is in your life, okay? So if you're with somebody, they become this person, okay? Or more of that. If they don't, then it wasn't meant to be, and you're meant to find this person somewhere else. So I'm not asking anyone to sort of get scared by this, but it does work one way or the other. You will get the person on the list, okay? And I did get that person on the list, but it wasn't my ex-husband. So, okay, physically, emotionally, spiritually, the personality you want, it's really important for you to think about what it is you want. I mean, we take it for granted, oh, that person will do, and I suppose they're okay in this area or that area, but when we're really expecting something better for ourselves, we value ourselves. And this is a really important thing, when we value ourselves. So I've got another little list here. I mean, if you were to write down what it is that is important to you, is it to be loved unconditionally? Is it to be respected, to be validated, to be appreciated? A lot of men don't feel appreciated in the relationship. Is it to be accepted for who you are? So you haven't got to try and be someone for someone else, okay? It's about being authentic, really. Is it about being honoured? So you would put, I'll go back to that list, you would get a list like this, and you'd put the one I love, the man I love, the woman I love, whichever you want to do. I've put the one I love because it's more general. Write 20 things, 20 things at least. I mean, if you've got a longer list, that's fine, just carry on. It doesn't matter. But you've got to put at the bottom of that, when you finish that, you've got to put, I want, deserve, and accept this person now. Because you do deserve it. You want it, you deserve it. This is just basically going to reprogram your subconscious mind, who maybe not. Yeah, who maybe not. I'm just laughing at what Tony's put. Who may not be the person, I've lost myself there, but yeah, you deserve to have somebody beautiful. And on a subconscious level, you don't always think that we do deserve that. And accepting something so good might be hard for us on another level. So it's really important that we say those words to drop that imaginary, a little emotional pill, if you like, into your subconscious so that it can do the job for you. And you won't get in your own way when you're cosmic ordering the one you love. So going back, Tony's just said all the above. That's lovely. Make a note. Get pen and paper and make a note. Do you want to be cherished? Of course you do. Of course you do. These are the things you want to do for other people as well. You know, you want to cherish your person, and that person's going to be with you. And you want to be able to trust that person. You know, you've got to have, and don't forget, they must be available. Some people I've taught this to, they've done the whole list, but they didn't put available. So that person was already committed to somebody else. That doesn't work either. And loyal, trustworthy. You know, perhaps think about what you didn't get in a relationship before, maybe. There tends to be a general pattern going on where you might think, well, I didn't get that, and that people I seem to attract always seem to be this way. Well, then what's the opposite of that? What is the opposite of how you've been treated badly? Think of all the good things that you'd like to put in there. Were they intellectual? Could they talk to you about subjects? I mean, did they communicate well? That might be a good one to put in there. Did you feel nurtured? No? Well, put nurtured in. So how you would do this is, the one I love nurtures me. The one I love cherishes me. You wouldn't have to put that all, you know, just put it briefly in there. You don't have to keep saying the one I love on every sentence, but it's at the top. So do you feel protected in your relationship? You might not. I know some people who aren't always feeling that protection. In fact, they're feeling vulnerable. So if you want to feel safe, maybe, I feel safe in that relationship. So the one I love makes me feel safe. Treated with care and affection. Yeah. Do you feel as if you're being cared for? Or are you doing all the caring? Quite often, it's a bit like a garden that you tender, you know, and you hope that you're going to do it together. But one person just sits and watches you while you do all the weeding. In a relationship, it can be like that, where you find that one person does most of the effort, the work, or the maintenance of that relationship. But if you write this list, it kind of makes you realise that it should be equal, and that you deserve to have these things that we kind of just push to one side when we're in a relationship, or what we want in a relationship. We tend to think, oh, well, that's not going to happen. You can't get somebody that good. Well, you can. I know loads of people that have done it, and I've taught this to. Do you want to have fun with that person? It's all about having fun with them as well. Do you want them to make you laugh? Yes, write that. Oh, Faye, that's good. I'm glad you're on, darling. Yes, it's really good. It does work. It does work. It's great when you cosmic order. It's like putting in an order for a restaurant or something. You know exactly what you want. You're going to put detail to it, and you're going to watch how that comes to you. I mean, you might think, I don't really want a relationship. Okay, well, it's worth doing just for the fact that you know that this is what you want. If you didn't want a relationship, the one I love it could be yourself. You could love yourself, and you could write those things in. I want this, I want that. Well, you might be loyal to yourself. You might be truthful. You might be fun for yourself. That's another way of using it. So, or as I say, for friends even. But I really have seen a lot of results when it comes to relationships with men and women ordering what they wanted. I've seen them do it. It's a lovely thing to experience. I can't believe how good it feels. Kindness, compassion, freedom of expression. That's a good one. Are you allowed to speak your truth in your relationship? Are you allowed to say exactly what's on your mind and be loved unconditionally? That's just another one to put in if you want. And being given time for yourself. I mean, some people in relationships feel a bit smothered, or they feel like they've got to spend all their time with their person. But of course you haven't. And if the person you love is giving you time for yourself, you've got everything you want. You've got everything you deserve. And then all you have to do is accept it. Because as I say, quite a lot of the time we don't accept good things in our life because we don't think it's going to last. We don't trust it. Or the previous relationships we've had haven't been what we wanted. So some people can get disillusioned. So it's really important that you write yourself a little list. I've got a little list here. I've got a big list actually somewhere else. And if you find, this is a good one actually, if you find that it changes, supposing you write all these things and don't forget he cooks for you. That's a nice one. Or she cooks for you. I like to be fed. People, I've always put that on the list that they feed me well. It might be that you want to go on holiday with them. It might be that they like your family. Don't forget that one. They like your family or your friends, or they like your pets. You know, I've had one lady that she ordered a lovely person, but he didn't like her pets. Now that didn't work either. So all those little details, you know, all those things that mean a lot to you have to go in that list. And when you start writing it, it gets really easy. You think, oh, actually, I deserve that as well. Or I want more of this or more of that. So think practically as well. Think, how is that person going to be? Physically, emotionally, spiritually? What kind of personality have they got? And what is a nice thing to do is to write what kind of personality, how people love this person you're with, what makes them special. That's very important. And I've got one person who wrote the list out, and then she stood in front of the mirror. I've asked her to do this, and she stood in front of the mirror, and she told herself all the things on the list. The one you love is. He takes you there. He goes there. He loves your family. He does it. And she said it in front of the mirror, and it came true. It absolutely did. And so because she's saying it to herself, she's looking into her own eyes to say it in front of the mirror, and it worked. She had that person come into her life pretty quickly within a couple of weeks. Another client, a friend of mine that I've told how to do this, she was delighted that a friend that she had in her life, hi man, a friend that she had in her life for over a couple of years, suddenly, when she'd done this list of all the things she wanted in a relationship, he basically became her partner. And they are so happy. I am delighted for her, because that was a fairly recent one a couple of weeks ago, and she's just made up. She's so happy. And it's nice to see people happy. Teach this to your friends. It's coming from my book, The Choice is Mine, which I'm slowly writing. I'll get there. But basically, it's nice to see people happy when they do this. There was one person I'm thinking of who did this. She was quite young when she did it. She thought she was in love with somebody else, but she wasn't sure, and she wasn't getting anything back from that. So it wasn't really rewarding at all. So what she did is she did all the 20 things. I helped her compose. What does he look like? What does he do for a living? Does he work? Does he have money? Does he have his own house? He, she, whoever. It doesn't have to be just men. So basically, I put a lot of detail into this with her. She was happy with her list, and she read it to herself. And it was really good because she accepted it. She put it on the. I asked her to put it on the wall to remember that that's her person that's coming to her. Very, very short time after that, I think it was only a few weeks, that a person that she used to know years ago came back into her life. And he was everything. She ticked the list. Every single thing on that list he was. And she was so amazed at how quickly that worked. And they got married, and they had a lovely family. And for a few years, quite a few years. Now, as I said before, sometimes you'll have to change the list, because sometimes you grow and your needs grow with you. And so you find that your needs are different from how they perhaps first were a few years back when you've done the list. So when you're aware of it, to make a new list and realize what you really want now in this present time, whenever. If you're doing this in a few years' time, it's good to go back over to the list and see, is it still what I want? Or do I need to write a new list? So you write your list, and you then accept and be brave enough to accept the changes that are going to bring you that person on the list. As I say, for me, it made me have to change my whole thing. My whole relationship had to change. I had to end that one. But the list helped me to value myself, so I could have a possibility of finding somebody else. Or, as some people I know, as I say, they do the list, and then the person they're with suddenly becomes everything on the list like they were at the very beginning of the relationship. Quite a few good stories come back to me on that one. But going back to this other lady who got married and had children, she had to do a new list, and yes, she has changed her relationship. But it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing, because she's got what she wanted. Everyone's a winner because they're being authentic and true to what their own needs are. And so the partner obviously wasn't happy either, and hopefully he will have somebody beautiful as well. So to be aware of what you want is the most important thing, and to write it down is a commitment to yourself. So you're writing it down, you're feeling, I deserve this. And quite often people think, well, I don't really know what I want in a relationship. This is a great way of finding out. What don't you want in a relationship? That's the thing. What don't you want? Do you want, I don't want to be sort of treated this way, or I don't like it when he does this or that? write the opposite on the paper. Write it. You deserve it. And have fun with it. And if you struggle with it, you can always message me because I can help you with that. What don't you want? Write the opposite. The one I love does this, is like this. You just want to be more specific and definitely intentional. And as I say, it helps your body, it helps your mind, you feel hopeful, you feel happy, you feel excited because you want something great in your life and you deserve it. And by the law of attraction, you are attracting what you're feeling. And if you read the list for more than 17 seconds, and there's a story behind that, but that's what it takes to lock into your body and to the universe. If you can read that list out loud to yourself, either just reading it or in front of a mirror if you're brave enough. It's sometimes hard to look in front of the mirror. People don't always like themselves, but I would advise it because you're looking straight into your soul, straight into your eyes. I want, deserve, and accept this person now. Yes, you deserve that. And it makes a happier world. I mean, if you're happier, the rest of the friends and family are happy. It's lovely to put more love into the world. So this is a really good exercise for everybody to practice and play with. Generally, it lasts for a few years, as I say, but if you do need to change it, then don't be afraid to change. It's okay to change. You're allowed. I think that's covered more or less everything I was going to talk about. Is anyone on here? I know you've said, I think it was Tony that liked my little list. Just a little list. I actually did this list because I wanted it to be my own the primary needs. And then I was going to give these things to myself. This was kind of going with the one I love is. But basically, what are your needs? And then just put them in the list. The one I love. Someone is allowed to give you those things. If we've been strong, independent people, we might not always think that we can trust another person to give us what we need. Or perhaps that's codependent. But it isn't. If you're giving equally to somebody, you're giving them the same things as they're giving you. Because whatever you're giving to them, it's lovely to have it come back to you. And it's what, now, as I say, you deserve it. Get your list, sort it out so that you have either somebody that's already in your life. It gives them a better chance of flourishing and becoming a better relationship with you. Or then if it doesn't work, obviously you need to change that relationship maybe, or you've got doubts about it. This is a good way of being clear and letting the universe give you what you need. Trust the universe to give it back. Trust the universe will deliver the person you deserve, okay? I'm writing on now, I'm up to 20. My goodness, Tony, well done. But I have lots more. Actually, that's what happened to me. I've got a list. And the more you start thinking about it, the more you want to write more. And there's another thing, and there's another thing. So if you find you have to go all the way down and turn the page all the way down, you can, as long as it's fine. Just as many things as you want to put on that page is fine. Don't forget the most important thing. Hi, John. It's nice to see you, my dear cousin. Oh, it's very good that you've got your friends watching as well. So a bunch of fellas on here. This is great. Okay, so men, if you've missed some of this already, go back and listen. You need a list. The one I love is. It definitely improves either the relationship you're in or it will help you find the one you deserve. Okay? So, yeah, Tony, go back to Tony here. You can have as many things as you want on there as long as you put at the bottom of it big letters. I want, deserve, and accept this person now. This is what you deserve, okay? And it's going to change your lives. I'd like to have you come back and give me some feedback on that because it is quite amazing how quickly this happens. If you don't want it now, by the way, because you've said in the list you do, perhaps you're thinking, I want a relationship, but not just yet, then don't put now. Just put, I want, deserve, and accept this person. And you'll know, on a subconscious level, you'll know when the time is right to have that person in your life, okay? So if anyone's got any ideas of what to put or wants to share on here, anything that they'd like to have. I mean, Tony, you've already written your... Tony, that's really sweet. I love your little mojos. Okay, so Tony, give me an example of what's important to you that isn't too personal, obviously, but put it on here and share it because it might be that you put something and somebody else sees your comment and goes, I need that too. So you can inspire each other just by sharing what's important to you. I've got a little list here, as I said, kindness, compassion, to be validated, to be accepted. So think about it. It's very important to me that my family and friends and my pets are accepted by the person in my life. So put all of those down. And if you want, as I say, share some ideas with each other on here and put a little comment and basically help each other to write your lists. And if you struggle, I can help you. I'm very good at that. So you can always give me a little message and I'll come back to you on how to do that. So it is a very lovely exercise to do. I hope you have fun with this. I don't know anyone that doesn't have fun with it. I think they all enjoy doing this. Don't forget to put things like, as I say, loyalty, trust, all those things that perhaps, you might have struggled with before not having in your relationship. So that's this week's. Have fun with that. I want some feedback if possible, please, lovely people. And next week, I'm going to teach you how to stretch time. You might think, wow, I need that right now. Oh, Tony's just said generous with their time and energy. Very good point. That is a very good point, actually. Yeah, generous. Yeah, they have to be generous and they have to be kind and they have to give you when time's a good one. People don't always give each other time or their energy. So that is a very good point you make, Tony. Thank you. And affectionate too. I've got that one written down in there. Absolutely. I mean, they have a good talker and listener. Perfect. But what about, do they like cuddling? Do they like going for walks with you? Do they like going on holiday? Do they share their friends with you? Do they include you? That's another good one to put down. So yes, you might need more than 20. It's just a good idea. Accepting of me just as I am. Yes, that's what I said as well. Absolutely. I had it in my list somewhere. Yeah. Unconditional. Absolutely. They should get you and accept you for who you are without any conditions on that. Totally. You've got some good ideas there, Tony. Thank you. It's really good. And so you men out there as well listening, you can do this about the woman you love. Or the person you love. It's being mindful. Not many people get a chance to look at what they really want. And all those things that are important. It's only accept me as I am. Yeah, I've read that one. So if you can just think, what do I want? Put it down. Don't be afraid to order it. It's really important. And you inside your relationship as well. If you've got one, make it better. Make it better. And as I say, because when I first did this and my ex-husband didn't measure up, in fact, by the law of attraction, it had to end, so it got worse. I ended up throwing the list away because I wasn't brave enough at the time to follow through and know that I deserve that list. So now I am. And it might just take a bit of time for you to get used to the idea that you deserve everything on there. But you can still do that. Put it on the wall, see it, read it to yourself. And it's a good form of value, as I say. So well done, everyone, especially Tony, that's already written hers out. And it's nice that you're all talking to each other. I love that. If you can help each other write your lists, that would be great. Tell me how you get on with it. Tell me the success story when you find the person or the person in your life gets better. Next week, stretching time. I'm going to show you how to take the pressure off yourself. And Tony's written is giving and charitable towards others. Oh, see, those are really important points. Well done. Really good. So good ideas to share. I keep going backwards and forwards here, but next week we're going to stretch time. I'm going to show you how to do that so you can have a more calm day. And stretching time will give you more time, keep you grounded. And of course, it works the other way around as well. So you can actually shrink time if you want to. It's all something I'll explain next week. It's really good. So have fun with this week. I'm going to teach you how to stretch time next week and give you some nice stories that go with that. And I hope you have a lovely, lovely week, all of you. It's getting very busy, so perhaps stretching time is a good thing. Everyone's getting busy again. Stay well, stay happy, namaste, and lots of love to all of you. Go back to my Nan Talks if you've missed any on my website, www.nancyfinch.co.uk. And the sun is shining, so the rain stopped and everything is cool. Namaste, KT, and thank you everyone for joining me. Please share this and I'll see you next week. Take care and lots of love. Bye.